tried 4 times to read cards, and I made a promise to get that stuff to you. See, I'm sunburned. I'm super allergic to the sun, and I even climbed a mountain to try to. Anyway, I know intention is only intention, but that's proof right there. I tried to even do a really special reading. Anyway, clearly it's not going to be what needs to happen. So here's this. And I apologize about the setting, but I've put 500 miles on my car the last couple of days, and so something isn't what it seems. Something is breaking your heart. Your heart is not done being broken. Your heart cries, tears, spits tears. Your heart is being interfered by a malicious rat. And this rat isn't piercing your heart. This rat is stabbing you sideways through the chest. And slowly, everything's just so slow. And that makes your stomach hurt and your throat and a terrible headache. You have a terrible headache, a migraine, tightness. There's some kind of physical manifestation of this agony. And your healing isn't going. It's stagnant. It looks all fine and dandy. It looks fine and dandy, and you'd think everything should be fine and dandy and on the upswing, but it's stagnant and it's hurting your back too. It's just like an all-over thing. And what I think I see is like maybe that wholeness and that oneness of the universe that we are so intricately woven into is a difficult concept. I keep feeling like it's just so hard to swallow. Why is it so hard to swallow? Maybe you have some kind of ulcer or something. I just feel like it's so tight and hot now. I'm really hot now, but that's just because it's hot. I turned off the AC so I could talk. Listen, for me today, I was preaching to my mother, and I was preaching to my on again, off again friend, person, and I was just like, you guys don't believe in me, and I don't want you to not, like, well, we're letting you do this whole metaphysical you to let me do anything. I want you to believe in me as a person. Believe in me. That's what faith is. Have faith in me. Not because I've shown you anything or I deserve it, because you love me. And then I went to go and I was pointing fingers and I said, well, you're not believing in me, and so that's why nothing is manifesting for me, and I need you to believe in me and that power. Stop. And then I was like, well, that's hypocrisy, A. And then B, I was like, well, rethinking everything this morning, and I was like, maybe that's why none of those videos went through, because this is like all the things that I've been focused on are, why did this happen? And this happened because of this, and so then I can prevent this from happening by not and or doing this or something different. When in reality, the very fact that I'm dwelling on that issue or the past, no matter how big or small, and I said this 1,000 times before, I don't care what you've done, except maybe raping small children. That is unacceptable to me, and I would have to reconsider forgiving you or motivating you to be forgiven, because that's neither my place to judge or know. Anyway, it's the universe saying shut up. Okay, all I'm saying is I've been focusing on the reasons why everything's happened, and because I hadn't even conceptualized the fact that I made my own life, and that every choice I made up until the midlife deal here, like, you know, I've got less life ahead of me than I do behind me. I mean, yes, less life ahead of me to live, more life behind me gone. So these things that I'm focusing on are the wrong things to focus on. It doesn't matter how big or small, how challenging, or like, there was a time in my life when I had a serious drinking problem. And I went through like these delirium tremens and all kinds of horrible things that I did to myself and other people. And I think the universe's way of me not having to deal with those is me not being able to remember them, but the consequences regardless were there. My point in bringing up this vulnerability of mine is that when I stopped believing and tagging and naming myself as an alcoholic, I stopped living as an alcoholic. And there was no withdrawal. There was no, you know, they told me I would have cravings for alcohol, and so then I did. You know what I mean? And when I decided that everything that I'd been taught was wrong so far up to now, because what I can see is the only thing I'll believe, then it was all very simple. It was all very simple. And then I would drink if I want to, and because I liked it and it was appropriate, or I wouldn't. Wouldn't matter. I mean, it'll blow AA and all these rehab houses out of the water. If you told them something like that, they wouldn't believe you. So I was focusing on why everything was the way it was, and why I was the stepdaughter, and why this and why that, when had I really, in reality, if you think about law of attraction or not, if you don't believe in that, I understand that side of that too, because I've wished for things and had them show up on my door, you know, but I can see the argument against it as well. So whatever gets you to where you need to go, like whatever gets you there, like if the Muslim religion and you're down and you don't call it meditating because you're Muslim, you call it praying, whatever gets you there, doesn't matter what name you put to it. Where was I going with that? The broken heart you guys have. Not going anywhere. The whole universe. Oh yeah, so what I feel like for maybe there's some kind of disconnect between you, you're somehow disconnecting from the wholeness and the oneness that makes you completely a piece of everything else. We're all stardust. We're all beautiful pieces of stardust. You are stardust. I am stardust. And that's what I will be later. And so will you. And the energy that connects us is free. It's free for you and free for me. And it's oil and water. It's like oil and water. The world is one big painting of oil and water just swirling around together. There is no nothingness between me and you. There's no nothingness between you and someone else. On the same token, you are uniquely you. Special and here to present it with these challenges in this life. Apparently, backstabbers and rats. Like, I hope it's not you, but somebody's doing you wrong. Done you wrong, did you wrong, doing you wrong, still doing you wrong. And it's costing you. It's costing you your connection to your wholeness, your yin and your yang, your soulmate, or whatever makes you, whatever it takes to get you whole. That's what's being blocked. Like, for some people it's a relationship, for some people it's a passion or a hobby. Whatever it is that gets you to that perfect balance is being blocked by bad things. I see this. I see this one. I see your heart spitting tears. I cry with you. I did cry. So, forgive me if this wasn't an appropriate reading for you. I wanted to keep my word, and I want you to know, I know not everything that you tell me is true, or not so much a blatant, you're not being completely honest, either with me or yourself or the world. Something is being, and that's okay. I understand why. You got pummeled. I know you did. Pummeled. Kicked around. Like the kickball. Like that little croquette in Alice in Wonderland, and the little hamster thing, the little croquette hamster guy, that's that they pluck around underneath those hoops in the yard. And he like gets all scared and he's all beat up. Like, that's what I feel like. And you are the person doing the neck thing to me. And like right here. But I also saw in one of your readings you're not innocent, that's for sure. You're not guilt-free. And maybe that's what you need to do. It doesn't matter what you've done, you have to forgive yourself. We're all good and we're all bad. It's finding that balance that's the key. I didn't know these things. Oh, excuse me. I called my mother and I told her, you're not responsible for my happiness, nor I yours. If that's a burden you've been carrying, you have to let that go. That's my personal challenge. And in fact, the more you feel that way, the more it's actually interfering with my ability to figure that out on my own. And I'm just letting you know that because, I don't know, I feel like every time I've got something pinned down, there's some level of hypocrisy to it anyway. That's the best advice I can give to you all of your reads were about. I did 4. I told you I did 4 cards for you. 4, not 4 cards, 4 whole entire spreads. And they were all about a broken heart or the heart chakra. I did some Hindu cards also. And it was just like, there's 2 women, a man, and oh yeah, he'd warning for the future. In your Lenormand Kipper read, there was caution to be had. Some kind of deceitful friend or something like that. So just be careful. Be very careful, because I feel a lot of just tightness in my head. And I can't stop seeing like the blue, like screaming, maybe screaming, spitting sharp words, immature fighting, arrogant, immature words. Do the best you can to mind your tongue, because you can never take those back. And words hurt people more than I ever knew. Bless you. I hope this satisfies something for you. I hope you can find a message in it. Sorry it's one day late. It's been quite a jolly ride. In terms of moving, I've really just, honestly, I've been trying to enjoy it. So instead of being so stressed out about moving, I've been trying to make it a pleasurable experience. And so please respond with anything that you think I can improve on to get my channel rolling, because I'm going to start doing it full time soon, and your feedback is valued, and I need to start making money now. So ciao, and bless you. And wait, did you just sneeze? Bless you anyway. See ya.